Have you ever seen a newt? Ted caught one in the pond near his home and brought it to class. No one in the class seemed to know very much about newts. Miss Clark thought it would help everyone in the class if Ted would write a report on how newts live while they kept the newt in the class aquarium. Ted didn't know very much about newts, but he knew something about writing a report. The class had been studying report writing only a week ago. Everyone had learned the 4 steps for writing a good report. Choose a subject. Gather information. Organize the information. And write the report. The first step is choosing a subject. Ted already had his subject. He was going to write about the newt. Writing about all animals that live in water would be too much information for anyone to include in one report. But the newt was not too big a subject. After choosing a subject, the next step is to gather information. In the afternoon, during the class study period, Ted began gathering information for his report. Ted made notes of the important facts he found in each book. At the top of each note card, Ted wrote the name of the author. He underlined the title of the book, and then wrote the page his information came from. Ted included many facts in his notes. He decided to copy one interesting fact exactly as it was written. Of course, he used quotation marks. After making his notes for the report, Ted thought of something. He remembered that when he wrote a report about the post office, he had talked to Mr. Moran, the postmaster, who was very helpful. Ted decided to talk to someone who would know about newts. So he went to see Mr. Kane, the director of the museum near the forest preserve where he had found the newt. Ted asked Mr. Kane if it were true that newts leave the water to live on land for a while. Mr. Kane said he could answer this by showing Ted something in the museum. It was a terrarium. In it were newts that had left the water and were living on land. Mr. Kane pointed out that on land these newts changed to a reddish color, not like the one that Ted had caught in the pond. Mr. Kane told Ted several things about newts that he had not found in his books. As he wrote his report, he followed the outline closely, so his facts would all be in proper order. He used a topic sentence for each paragraph. Near the end, Ted put in the quotation from his notes. When he had finished, Ted checked his report to see if he had made any mistakes in spelling, grammar, and punctuation. Then he was ready to hand in his report. And Miss Clark was pleased because his report followed his outline point by point. Organizing the information into a good outline is one of the most important steps in writing a report.